Sam, you have another big fundraiser coming up this fall. Tell me more about what you're planning, but also the backstory of why you're doing it.
To start with the backstory, when I first moved to North Bay from Windsor, I had left kind of a life of sports in Windsor and a lot of theater, and I wasn't sure what I was going to get into here. And volleyball had a big presence in North Bay. And so I joined the volleyball league and met Jordan and his mom, Darla, and immediately fell in love with the family. And they're so inclusive. And Darla, through the Kinsman Club, was running fundraisers. And even then, it was like, as Gary says, I don't say no. And there's such good chemistry and love with the events that they would do for Jordan, because Jordan was born with cystic fibrosis. And his journey, which a lot of the city knows through the fundraisers that have happened all across North Bay, is that, he wasn't supposed to make it past 12, and then a drug would be approved by OHIP, and then all of a sudden, he can make it to 20. And then one came out that if it was covered, would give him a normal life. And he was kind of in a depression for a lot of his teen years. And this drug was approved. So he decided, you know what? I'm going to get a house. I'm going to propose to my high school sweetheart. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to be a paramedic. And he started doing all these things, and he had the Midas touch. Everyone he met, he inspired. He went to Canadore, joined volleyball team, and became an all-star setter. And you can see by the what Canadore put on for his funeral is that, they shut the whole gym down, and there was a huge attendance of all of Jordan's walk of life. So Jordan's momentum was building, and he had a huge impact on the CF community. And right before he was going to leave for his wedding, he got his results back that he's diagnosed with terminal cancer. And it was just this shockwave that just didn't make sense to efforts to get Jordan kind of a normal life. Not that he beat CF, but there was a drug out, and so it's really defeating. And Jordan went to a low place. Everyone around him was kind of, what can we do? And he came out of it first. He pulled all of us out of sadness and said, "This is curable if you caught early." And people think this is a colon cancer only affects older people, and so you're never too young. And how are we going to let everyone know? Because this almost shouldn't have happened to me. And so that's what he wanted to do. And everyone said, wipe their tears, whatever you want, Jordan. And it started with a volleyball tournament. And Corey Marks, who is a huge supporter of Jordan and the community, he said, "Let me know whatever you need." And so when Jordan said, "Hey, we got Corey Marks. Do you mind handling that part of the event?" And I said, "If you got Corey Marks, let's shut North Bay down. Let's shut the street down, and let's call everybody. Let's throw a big party." And that's what happened. And I looked, to see who was the active giggers, and Gary Davison is a very active gigger in North Bay. And that's how, I got in touch with Gary. And before that, I was just a volleyball player, slow pitch organizer. And this whole experience got me in touch with the beautiful community in North Bay on the musician side, supporter side, volunteers, and momentum has started since then. And the event was a huge success. And no one was paid. Like all musicians volunteered their time. People volunteered equipment, discounts on stage. Like it was just the community put it on. And so we did that with 2 months' notice. And everyone said, on year 2, you got our back, whatever you need. And so we've been planning this event, and we knew it was growing. So we moved the location to where the Quints Museum is. And the help is overwhelming. Bring you to tears. Think of all the people that, whatever you need. How do you say yes to everyone? That's what I've tried. And there's so many partnerships that we've made. We've partnered with Colin James for a 5-kilometer and 10-kilometer road race where we're actually shutting the street down. North Bay usually has like a car that marshals, and some professional runners want, for safety reasons, they want the entire street shut down. So we're doing that. So we're going to get a big draw of racers. We're still doing the volleyball tournament. We've got a larger venue to house North Bay's fully local band concert. We're doing a festival, and it's all local artists. Super excited, and there's some more things to announce that I'm kind of waiting to solidify, but there's more exciting news to come. So that's the backstory. Because we had all these beautiful headliners, I thought of maybe doing something together. And right around that time, John Wyatt, who's a phenomenal musician, messaged me and said, for everything that you do in North Bay, I want to give you some studio time at Canadore for free. Record yourself, a copy of your own stuff. I said, I don't want a copy of me. Like, I have no intention of growing as a musician. Can I use this opportunity to advertise this event? And so I asked Corey Marks, the Cabiners, Zach Mason, Kaylee Campbell, Nick Edwards, to all collaborate on one song and dedicate it to Jordan. And Canadore loved the idea. I asked Ed Regan if he would document it, film it. And Marianne Vanderdusen as well came in, did some camera work. So did Corey Toshak. And John Wyatt did the sound engineering for everything. And we picked a song called Stay a Little Longer. And we adapted the lyrics to be about Jordan. And really anyone that you love that's maybe has maybe it's their palliative care. And the song turned out great. We had goosebumps. There was a certain take that we're like, that's the one. Like, we felt Jordan was here for that one. We went with it. We released it and had great feedback. I'm getting international listeners from the app tracking it, and it's I've never been a part of this kind of music momentum, and it's makes me want to keep doing it for sure. Yeah, I hope I answered your question.
Oh man, did you ever? For sure. That's when is it?
So it's September 15th and 16th.
Oh, that's good weekend. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So everyone, I bumped it a week just to make sure all the students were back.
Right. Yeah, that's excellent, because there'll still be some students there that knew him and whatnot, right?
Absolutely.
Staff, and it's a hell of a story. It's great. Feeling when everybody gets together and works on something like that. That's the kind of thing that'll keep you going, right?
Mm-hmm. And we want to maintain the name Jordan Bash because he inspired so many people, and the ideas of so many people is what this event has become. It's become a community event. Well,
hats off to you.
Thanks,
right?
Dave.
Like, that's excellent. Looking forward to it. And is there any way people can, is there something they can support, and specifically with cash or any other ways?
They can, absolutely. So if you follow JordansBash4Hope, the number 4, on Facebook. Okay. We post there. And JordansBash4Hope@gmail.com. So the number 4. I set up with e-transfer. So anyone can donate to that. If they want a donation, charitable receipt, they can donate directly to Colon Cancer Canada. But really, it's we want to see you. Right. As much as the money, this event, as Jordan said, if we raise $1, as long as we've raised awareness for colon cancer. Right. And that's what he wants. He wants to help prevent any other circumstance that would happen to him. So, when you're going to have it at the Dionne's, how's it going to be set up? So I can trying to visualize it. Yeah, I actually have a festival map I can show you. Okay. But to describe it, so if you're standing, there's kind of a bike path or a walking path that kind of wraps around the museum now. So if you're to be standing on that with your back to the museum, facing the splash pad that they put in, that's where the stage will be. Oh. Facing the splash pad. So then there'll be a fenced area that runs all along the grass. and then cuts across a splash pad. Splash pad won't be included in the fenced area. And in the corner, fenced in, will be a beer tent.
Oh, cool.
And then, so on the other side of that will be the underground walkway. And then on the other side of that is a basketball court, which we want to, in the future, incorporate some kind of tournament event. There's a skate park coming. On the other side of that is the volleyball courts.
Right.
We're also having a stage inside of Lou Dawg's, which is right there on Oak Street. So there's an entrance. So everything's going to be right in that facility or that vicinity. We have the artisan market that's going to be there, the farmer's market. We're going to have a food court all in that kind of area by the train museum. So we're hoping to turn those grounds into a big festival grounds and really bolt on any local organizers that are doing something. We'll just give them this area of land. This part's for you to run your initiative, and it's all under the same kind of umbrella of just a community event. And
the race, that's an interesting sort of to bring that in. I know they had racing here last year, but
so that's just beauty of networking. So the city of North Bay has an event task force.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to shut the street down for an event, or you want to plan something and you're not sure about bylaws or permits, they've created a venue where you can go in and they have a representative from each department of the city at one boardroom table. And you go and you pitch your idea, and then 3 people may put up their hand and say, you need to book a meeting with me. And that me. And then there's one organizer that will help put all you together and then helps you run your event. So while I was there to discuss the Jordan Bash, another gentleman was there, Colin James. And we're just sitting in the waiting room. And I said, what are you in for? And he said, I want to run a road race and I got to shut a lot of North Bay down. So I got to pitch it to here. And I said, well, why don't you do it in the same day? We shook hands and he went and pitched and said, we're doing it on September 16th in partnership with the Jordan Bash. It happened right on the spot.
Oh, right on.
And that there's other partnerships that are coming that I'm excited to announce, but that's one that's solidified. We're doing a drive-in movie night at the Banshall on the Friday night. Mm-hmm. Kyle Sell is putting that on, and those have attracted thousands of people.
Yeah, no, that's going to be a big weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, and all because there's a love and energy coming together, right?
Sometimes sometimes all I needed. The people are here, the love is here. It just takes kind of one organizer, and I'm extremely happy to have been that person for a few events so far. And
well, you've experienced it. Eh? Like I say, North Bay is a place where all you need is a cause. In between causes, people can tear at each other or not like each other or whatnot. But as soon as there's a cause put on the table, everybody comes together here.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an excellent example of that. And you're working with the city, and people say that doesn't happen very well, but I know it does sometimes, and this is a good example.
My experience with working with the city is when I took over the slow pitch leagues. North Bay has one of Canada's biggest slow pitch leagues,
mm-hmm.
and they were excellent to deal with then, and they've been excellent to deal with now. I can't think of I wouldn't mention, but the list is very small of anyone that's had any type of resistance or I guess their own agenda to impose.
Right. Yeah.
But to try to keep the Jordan Bash a community event,
mm-hmm.
Everyone's kind of been all in.
Oh, right on. Right on.
It helps too that like last year, it was so well run, the event,
mm-hmm.
and as a musician, we want to help when we can, but it's nice when things are run smooth, and it was run for the first time, Sam did an amazing job. Everything was just 1, 2, 3, bang, and it makes it a lot easier, a lot more enjoyable. It was very, very well organized, and I know this one's going to be huge. I know it's going to be a lot bigger than last year, and last year was great. I mean, the musicians in North Bay, I've had some friends from down south come up here and go, what what's going on in North Bay? It's like LA North. It's amazing. Sometimes it's not a good thing because it's getting harder to get gigs,
mm-hmm.
but that's fine. But there's so much talent in North Bay, and so many people not only have they talent, but they also want to help. And musicians kind of maybe they're like artists or considered possibly a little bit different, but when it comes to helping, that's what they do, or we do. We love doing it. Sam's done just, and what he's done in a year it's out of this world. It's crazy. It's amazing.